The origin of Jia started with identifying the fact that there's a huge potential in the Indian market for the plus size customer. And at that point, we really didn't have any brands catering to this segment. Since we were catering to the Indian customer and she was always comfortable wearing Indian wears and saris, it was just obvious that we start off with a silhouette that was very close to her. And that was the tunics. So that's how the story started. We were just about 2 to 3 fixtures on the shop floor, doing just tunics in georgettes with printed. And then we also have cotton tunics with Indian prints inspiration, because we still wanted to stay close to her familiar zone. And then eventually, as the years passed on and as the range started evolving, the customer started accepting us. We could see it from the kind of sales that we were generating. So we were engaging with our customer very closely. There was a lot of feedback that was coming from the stores as well, that the customers want more Western silhouette, the customer wants something that is available in the other brands. So the constant feedback that we were getting from the store also enabled us to make a shift. But we couldn't make the shift immediately. We gradually did that. We had to kind of introduce new silhouettes, new handwriting, and slowly fade away the old. See, what is important for her is the fit and the silhouettes. That's very key to her. So we tried to maintain that, and at the same time tried to elevate what we were putting on those silhouettes. So we moved on from doing Indian prints to Western prints to embroideries and using different kind of fabrics. So it was a very gradual process. It took time, but we stayed very close to what the customer was expecting from us. It was also Mr. Tata's vision, and I remember it very clearly when he looked at me and he said, "Madam, this has to be the most dominating plus-size brand in the country." And that stayed with me. When it comes to fits, there's been a lot of exercise that has happened. We've done numerous fit sessions. We've called in customers. We've asked our internal customers to try the garment, come back with the feedback. So we've done a lot of research and development and improvement on our fits. And then what we do is, once we've identified, we have a frame. This is the frame of your measurement within which you can fine-tune based on the kind of styling you're doing. So having been associated with the brand from the days where we were doing tunics and to move on to doing dresses, like we have those smock dresses. I mean, till last year, I probably wouldn't even think that we could sell those smock dresses in plus size, right? It is big in the Western market, but would the Indian consumer accept it? But we did it, and the response was very good. While we stay connected and committed with the customer, we also want to keep surprising her. She's always known what we've given her. If we give her something different, which we are also very uncomfortable with, it is a learning for both the parties. So the customer is surprised. Okay, they can also do different stuff. They can do different silhouettes. They are elevating the handwriting, the fashion quotient within the brand. That is what we need to do. Since I've been a part of this brand for so long, and I've always subconsciously, it's always played on our mind that, we need to keep the body positivity in mind while doing a designing, while doing everything about the product. So it's been a continuous effort, and it's been a continuous learning as well, that whatever we do has to remain within the domain of the sensibility of the customer. It's not easy. Not every vendor does the plus size range, right? It takes time to get them, to make them understand, to make their team understand what are the do's and don'ts, what are the things that you can, what are the things you should avoid. So it's a process. It takes time. But eventually we arrive because we have a lot of knowledge in-house. There's a lot of skill set. It was difficult, but it was never impossible. I think we both have changed as a brand and as the customer. We have been hand in hand together for a very long time. When I say that, it's because we've built a base. We kept working on the base, kept improving. We kept bringing in fashion at the right time, maybe, but in the sensibility of the brand. We've not gone all out. So what we've seen and what we've noticed is this customer takes her own sweet time. She looks around. She sees somebody wearing something, she starts getting comfortable. It's not going to hit the first month. It's not going to happen. It's gonna take time, but eventually we're gonna be there. It is a lengthier process. When I think of how the customer has changed in India, it's remarkable. In terms of their acceptability, they're very aspirational. There's never been a doubt in our mind. You can create a lot of fashionable stuff, but if she's not going to buy it from you, in the end of the day, it doesn't work for her, it doesn't work for us. It has to work for her. So whatever we've done, we've always tried to maintain a balance. She's not going to overnight change her sense of dressing. She wants to get comfortable, and that is going to be a journey. And that's what we've done. We've traveled with her. That's been a remarkable journey for us as well as for her, for the customer. And this brand has a very strong customer loyalty. So we get very strong messages from them. So how do we get that is when we look at our sales report. And that's the first thing we do every Monday. That's the first thing that gives us a kick. We look at the sales report, look at the numbers, and there is a story. You just have to be good enough to extract those stories and just add it into your range for the next drop. There's a lot of work on innovation going on, and it started from Spring-Summer 23 in a very big way. Like we've been doing it all along, but Spring-Summer 23 was a complete shift we took. We had our share of learnings. We know what are the do's and don'ts, but it was a starting point. And going forward, the range that you're going to see in Gia is going to be different from what it was last year. It's going to be better and better. So when I say range, I'm not only talking about fits or fabrics. I'm also talking about the kind of prints that we're going to use, the kind of silhouettes. It's very exciting.